I want to bring in Wang Hailing, a maritime affairs expert at the Chinese Academy of Social Science. Thank you so much for joining us from Beijing. With this ruling, do you see tensions increasing or decreasing in the South China Sea? We've already seen China take some test flights in the region. Do you see any changes in behavior with China's neighbors?
Most of the Chinese people think that the ruling is biased and the tribunal is illegal. It is temporarily established by Annex 7 to UNCLOS, namely the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. Since China did not participate in the arbitration, the tribunal only listened to Philippines' evidence, and its final ruling is obvious bias. The Chinese government has made it very clear that it does not accept the ruling, and China will adhere to the United Conventions on the Law of the Sea.
Mr. Wang, what are your thoughts on the Philippines appointing an envoy for talks with China? Do you think that is a step in the right direction for coming to a discussion on the South China Sea?
Yes, the Chinese government always thinks that the disputes of the South China Sea should be settled by negotiation and by the parties directly concerned, and it is provided in the 2002 Declaration of Parties in the South China Sea and a series of bilateral documents between China and the Philippines. After the ruling, the Chinese position on the South China Sea as well as the arbitral tribunal's ruling has not been changed, and China will continue to stick to the global and regional and bilateral mechanisms for settling the disputes between China and the Philippines and other South China Sea's littoral states.
China has already mentioned an air defense identification zone. Do you think that is something that could happen very soon?
I don't think so, but China has the right to do so. As we know that IDIZ was created by the US and followed by some major powers. There is no any international treaties on IDIZ. Every country has the right to establish the IDIZ. The Chinese government has made it very clear whether China will establish the IDIZ mainly depends on the security and the threat in the South China Sea.
All right, Mr. Wang Hailing, thank you so much for joining us from Beijing. We appreciate your perspective.